John?
Well,
should I start the car?
He's coming right at the car. You think he would charge the car? Start the engines. We spotted this grizzly walking along Highway 40 in Kananaskis, and it looks like it's a female grizzly because it has a small head compared to a male grizzly. The grizzly is walking beside Highway 40 in Kananaskis, and we're just following beside it with our Jeep, and it's actually walking pretty damn fast. On the video it looks like it's not walking very fast, but it's actually walking pretty damn fast.
Okay, you can go.
Here you can see the grizzly is looking for ground squirrels, and we actually noticed a lot of ground squirrels along the highway as we're traveling down the Highway 40. A lot of the grizzlies in Kananaskis have darker legs. It almost looks like they're wearing socks, and they have a lighter colored body. They actually look like they have a nice, distinctive look about them. It is amazing that we can follow this grizzly with our Jeep and it does not appear to be disturbed by us. It is also amazing that nobody else has come along and noticed the grizzly except for us. And again, the grizzly is walking pretty fast, so we're covering quite a bit of ground in a short period of time.
I see it. Yeah.
I like the way this female grizzly looks with its dark legs and its light colored body. And I'm following along with the Jeep, and my brother is actually the one monitoring it through the passenger window. It's hard for me to see the grizzly as I'm driving, but my brother's keeping track of it on the passenger side. You don't see stuff like this every day when you're driving beside a highway. I think we're pretty lucky to be able to see something like this. Looks like it caught the scent of something again.
You know?
Bears have an incredible sense of smell. They even have a better sense of smell than a bloodhound, and they're an animal with one of the best senses of smell in the world.
Looks like it's caught the scent of something interesting again, probably ground squirrels.
Kananaskis has a pretty healthy grizzly population, and sometimes you can be lucky and spot grizzlies, especially like when we came during the Calgary stampedes when there's not too many people around.
There's very little traffic on the road and nobody else has stopped to look at the grizzly, probably because of the Calgary stampede has really thinned down the traffic here. Go ahead. It's a beautiful day and we're having a good time following this impressive grizzly walking beside the highway.
I looked up a few statistics for the grizzly bears in Kananaskis, and here they are. The current population estimate for grizzly bears in Kananaskis country is 38 to 50. And here's another interesting fact I looked up. In Kananaskis country, male grizzlies require about 1,500 square kilometers for a home range, and females require about 300 square kilometers for their home range.
Grizzlies have a low reproductive rate and their population is a concern. A lot of grizzly mortality happens around people-caused issues like getting hit by cars, getting hit by trains, poaching, etc. And if we're not careful, grizzly bears can disappear. Looks like the grizzly is poking its head in a ground squirrel hole.
The grizzly wanders off and we head to our hike to Headwater Lakes. There's some beautiful scenery on our drive towards the trailhead. And here's some more beautiful scenery on our drive towards the trailhead.
And we're off, we're on the trail, we're on our way to Headwater Lake. As we head towards Headwater Lake. Grizzly bear scat, very fresh, we just came across.
Warned by the...
And the conservation officer told us about it, telling us to be very careful. We continue up to the lake. I think the grizzly bear went up that hill. We saw grizzly tracks heading up that hill. So hopefully we're okay. Heading down this creek toward the lake. John checking to see if there's any grizzlies ahead. I'm just joking, but seriously, there could be a bear anywhere in Kananaskis. I'm telling John, be careful, there's grizzlies. But John takes no warning. Another bad joke. I don't claim to have the world's best sense of humor. John! You see the grizzly?
Again, another bad joke. Okay, I promise not to say any more bad jokes.
Come back where we came from. Lower Headwater Lake.
Boy, the wind's really howling up here.
Upper Headwater Lake.
This is a Colombian ground squirrel.
On our drive towards Chester Lake trailhead, we see some beautiful scenery which is typical of Kananaskis country. It's actually a very beautiful, beautiful area.
I kind of like the way these mountains look. They kind of have like a sawtooth pattern. Kind of cool.
Probably never heard John, but he said an old larch tree.
Hiking along and making progress toward Chester Lake. The very scenic trail to Chester Lake is about 5.1 kilometers with about 1,017 feet of elevation gain.
Chester Lake area. On the way to Chester Lake.
Tons of ground squirrels in the meadows around Chester Lake.
Chester Lake.
Nearing Chester Lake, you enter a large meadow with Chester Lake at the far end.
Can't get this mountain, it's too close. There's John standing on the lake. Sedimentary rock. Straight up and down. Hiking back down.
We're hiking back down from Chester Lake.
John must have lost something or ripped his pants. I think he ripped his pants. Old fossil, a rock. Looks like a fish fin on a rock. Looks like a shell. It's coming straight out of the rock.
Super cool. We see the grizzly again.
Is he looking right at us? Johnny, is he coming for us?
He's giving us the evil eye and he looks like he's popping his jaws.
He's looking at you, John.
Looks like we're making the bear nervous and he's making us nervous.
Yeah, it walks fast. Hey bear. I want to get its claws. This is a good headshot, okay? I don't get that many headshots.
I suggest you start going towards the truck.
Yeah.
Let's jump back in the Jeep. The bear's getting too close for comfort. It's been cool following this bear. We've been following it for miles. I think I'm always going to remember this. That bear has a cool rhythm to its walk. I'm going to mention some of the ways you can distinguish a grizzly from a black bear. First of all, the grizzly has a big shoulder hump. It's a mass of muscles designed to help the bear in digging. Second, grizzlies have very long claws, 4 inches or even longer. The third way is the shape of the head. Grizzlies tend to have a dish-faced head profile, while black bears have more of a Roman nose head profile. Another way to distinguish the two species is that grizzlies tend to have smaller ears relative to their head size compared to black bear. You cannot distinguish the two species by coat color. Not all black bears have black coats, and some grizzlies can have very dark coats, even black. Many black bears have brown coats, cinnamon coats. There's even a few that have white coats called coyote bears. Size is not a reliable way to tell the difference between the two species. Although the biggest grizzlies get up to 1,000 pounds and the very biggest black bears get up to about 600 pounds. There can be small adult grizzlies and relatively really big black bears up to 600 pounds. We've been following this bear now for miles and miles. Yeah, we're still following you, bear. Looks like it's caught the scent of something interesting again. There are a lot of hikers and campers in Kananaskis country. Considering all the encounters, very few attacks actually take place. But you still have to be very cautious since attacks do take place. It's a good idea to carry pepper spray in bear country. There is a cattle ranch in Kananaskis country not far from where we've seen this bear. Grizzlies have not been attacking the cattle in Kananaskis country. Grizzlies seem to prefer their natural prey over cattle. As long as the grizzlies have access to their natural prey, the cattle seem to be okay. We've been following this beautiful, impressive bear for a long time now, and we decide that we should only follow it a few more minutes before we leave it alone. Thanks for watching our video. Bye for now.